Where's this music from?
This is from, no, I think my mom gave it to me. It's called Morco Espanol.
Let me see it.
Have a look at it.
When was this?
It would be early, I'm not sure, it'd be like 50s, I reckon.
Yeah. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go?
I'd go to South America, dead ass.
Yeah.
It's just so nice there.
Honestly, I reckon
Because
I'd go
they
to
have
Peru.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to the Gecko Den, where we unravel the threads of past to shed light on the present. I'm your host, Augie, and joining me today is
Miles.
In this episode, we'll dive into the effects of the Spanish invasion of Peru and its ongoing impact on the country. Miles, let's start by discussing the significance of the Spanish invasion of Peru. What were the main consequences of this pivotal moment?
Absolutely, Augie. Oh, fucking, what is that word? Yeah, Augie, that sounds great. The Spanish invasion of Peru had profound effects on various aspects of the Peruvian society. Since when was that ever a word? Peruvian. Wait, how do you say it? Peruvian society. One of the most significant.
Wait, say it again,
Right.
bro.
The Spanish invasion of Peru had profound effects on various aspects of the Peruvian society. Spanish invasion of Peru had profound effects on various aspects of the society of Peru. One of the most significant consequences was the clash of cultures between the Spanish colonizers and the indigenous populations. The Spanish brought with them their language, religion, and customs, attempting to oppose them on the native people.
That's right. The imposition of Spanish cultures resulted in a profound transformation of Peruvian society. Indigenous political structures and traditions were marginalized, and a new governing system was established by the Spanish. But what's remarkable is how indigenous communities fiercely resisted the invasion, fighting to preserve their own political autonomy and cultural heritage.
Right on, Augie. The resilience of the indigenous populations played a critical role in the shaping and dynamics of power and governments in Peru. Even today, we can see the echoes of the resistance in the ongoing struggles for indigenous rights.
Let's now turn our attention to the impact on religion and spirituality. What were the consequences of the Spanish imposition of Catholicism on the indigenous populations?
The Spanish arrival brought the belief of Jesus. Wait, how do you say that? Catholicism.
Catholicism.
Catholicism. That sounds like shit from Harry Potter, bro.
Just read that. Read this.
Let's now turn our attention to the impact on religion and spirituality. What were the consequences of the Spanish arrival? What were the consequences of the Spanish opposition? Nah, fuck this shit, bro. You just read those two bits. You read those two bits and I'll read the next.
Let's now turn our attention to the impact on religion and spirituality. So what were the consequences of the Spanish imposition of Catholicism on the indigenous populations? Well, the Spanish colonization brought Catholicism to Peru, attempting to supplant indigenous spiritual practices. However, what emerged was a unique syncretic form of spirituality known as Andean or Mestizo Catholicism. This blend of Catholicism and indigenous beliefs became a significant part of Peru's cultural identity.
Yes, that's crazy, Augie. It's fascinating to see how the indigenous communities adapted to the Catholic belief to incorporate their own spirituality traditions, creating a spiritual fusion that endures to this day.
It's also amazing that the syncretism is a testament to the resilience of the indigenous cultures and their ability to maintain their spiritual connections despite colonization.
Moving beyond the culture and spirituality, The Spanish invasion also had far-reaching consequences for the environment and society. The quest for wealth, particularly gold and other resources, led to extensive mining and deforestation, causing significant environment degradation.
The exploitation of resources by the Spanish colonizers had a lasting impact on Peru's ecosystems and biodiversity. Native plants and animals faced threats, and entire ecosystems were disrupted. The consequences of this environmental degradation continue to be felt today, fueling a growing awareness of the importance of sustainability and environmental protection.
Let's now address the social and economic consequences of the Spanish invasion. How did the Spanish arrival affect the social history and economic systems of Peru, Augie?
The Spanish established a system of encomiendas, granting control of indigenous lands and labor to Spanish settlers. This system perpetuated social inequalities and exploitation, with indigenous populations suffering under oppressive conditions.
Yeah, isn't that crazy, Augie? The social history that emerged from the arrival of the Spanish has had lasting effects of the Peru society. The fight against social injustice and the struggle for land rights are ongoing battles in Peru's government and society. Effects are being made to address this historical injustice and promote inconclusive and exact reasoning.
Now, as we conclude our exploration of the effects of the Spanish invasion of Peru, it's essential to remember that history is not a static event confined to the past.